My voice for the stream.
Oh, I gotta watch this because I have no idea what we look like. The stream because I have no idea what we look like. Is this what you're going with?
I'll just be Meatwad the entire time.
Oh, hold on. Somebody's playing Pokemon. I might watch that while we go live. All right.
on Twitch?
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm watching somebody play Pokemon.
Because we can't ever stay on topic. Did you see the price of the Switch 2?
What? How much was it?
Nintendo's smoking some good shit. If they're like, the Switch 2, $450. For like...
Why?
For like...
What?
For like PS4 power level. I'm like, bro.
Yo, hold on. Are we live? Are we not? We're not live,
we're
right?
live.
We are live. All right. Let me tone it down. So how much?
No. Bring it up. 200. Dude.
You said 400. You said
$450 for a PS4 power in 2025.
That's wild.
I'm like,
bro.
What are they thinking? What are they thinking? Dude, that's a current PS5 right now, the disc driver, not the Pro, the disc drive version PS5 is 400 even.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a used one for like 350 for like a regular PS5.
Is that how cheap they are now?
Yeah, you can get a regular PS5 for like 400 for disc drive, obviously.
Okay.
The games are $90. I'm like, yo, Nintendo, I have some really bad news for you. The number of people who are going to buy that because they're Nintendo fans does not equal the number of parents who would buy that for their fucking children at 300 or 250. Yeah, like, dude, you have fucked yourself. You have fucked yourself.
And I'm wondering, I'm like, how did they come up with that number? Exactly. How exactly did they come up? Like, what was
a lot of armchair analysts talking about it? Like, the biggest idea is that because Nintendo has been really upset with the amount of just crazy piracy the Switch has been under.
Okay.
And I was like, oh God, they don't know. The more expensive they make it, the more people are going to There is a hacker for computer games. I'm not going to name this particular hacker.
I was going to say, are you going to share exactly who that person is?
If you're a pirate, you know her name. And she is so mad at the company Denuvo that whenever she has free time, she just whatever game comes out with Denuvo lock, she's like, it's my goal to break Denuvo. Like, it's my goal specifically to break Denuvo. So I buy any game that has Denuvo, and then I spend as long as it takes to break it. Hogwarts Legacy was broken in 17 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes she does a bypass. Sometimes she does change. Tanya, I'm wearing a wig? No.
Who said
No, it's not me. I fucking, no. I could care less about that shit. I'll sail the seven seas, but I'm not.
Listen, this new green screen is clean. I'm looking at myself right now.
Telling you, bro. Telling you, congrats on the new green screen. Welcome to the year 2025. How long have you been doing this?
You know what's crazy? How long have I been on social media? Is it 2020? Like everybody. The pandemic, like everybody. That's what we started this.
I'm not gonna lie. The only social media I use, and I used to laugh when someone used to say this, but I agree. The only social media I really use is YouTube. I don't use
Twitter.
Don't get me wrong. I use all of them as part of business. Like, that's not the same. Yeah. But like, I don't have I don't like my main Twitter account, like my personal Twitter account, my Facebook account.
Yeah.
To be fair, I guess I also use Instagram, but not. But I use Instagram for its intended purpose, to stare at titties. Like,
okay.
My Instagram following is like 7 dudes, a bunch of friends of varying genders and anything in between, and then just like hot bitches and a couple of attractive guys. But like this one Japanese Brazilian model, and I was like, "Duh, the most gorgeous man on the planet." Like, sure.
What do I use Instagram for? I think I use Instagram. You know, honestly, I just use it to keep it in comic Instagram. I use it just for keeping it comic.
Well, I'm not talking about my, like I said, I'm not talking about my YouTube channels. I'm not talking about any of that stuff. Like,
no, but in general, that's all I use Instagram for. Oh, whenever my wife sends me reels.
Oh, that's fair.
That crap.
Every now and then I log into Facebook and I see the same people saying the same shit, but like months apart.
I don't even have Facebook.
Like I have my like
off my phone.
Psychotic liberal friends who are just like, "Could you believe Trump is doing this?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely." Like, yeah, he said he would. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah. Oh no! Tell me more about how hard your life is in Connecticut. You fuck.
Oh man.
You know, like,
oh my gosh.
And then like, and I can't talk to them because I'll be like, I think you're being a little unreasonable in your assessment. You're a Trump supporter, but I live in Jersey. He was never winning in Jersey. Like, I don't like, dude, I saw people with Trump signs that still have Trump signs on their house. I'm like, congrats, that means nothing. Like you're in a blue ass state with blue ass fucking laws. Like you can't. I'm gonna smoke weed outside your house. Like you can't stop me. This is Jersey, bitch. Like we don't care.
I live in the very blue state as well. I mean,
and then it's the other side, like the hyper conservative friends who are just like, he's like, you guys don't want murderers and rapists deported, and I was like, yeah, that's the argument. You guys suck. You Facebook's, and then it's like the worst.
I'm so over Twitter right now because of all the politics crap. That I can't. I don't want to see. I don't care about any of it anymore. I don't want to see.
Actually, Blue Sky is the only one I find entertaining because at least
I probably should do that.
Blue Sky's awesome.
Blue Sky. Yeah.
I just don't use it because I don't care about other people's opinions on shit. Like ever.
Yeah.
And then,
like I said, I just want my pop culture news. That's all I really want. Is my pop culture
but like,
information. That's it.
It doesn't matter to me.
What TV show is coming out in 3 months and I need to prepare myself for?
Like when is Severance coming back? When is Severance coming back? You know, like how many more episodes of Daredevil? You know, like this. But like the worst. You want to know the worst thing about Facebook? So like,
what is it?
Okay. So like exes or like old situationships, you know, like that you're still friends with because you're like, if I log in every 3-4 months, they're still doing the same thing, saying the same shit, living the same life. They don't look the way they did. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there's one, I'm not going to put her name on blast, but there's one chick. We were hanging out and then we weren't hanging out. That's just what happens. We weren't hanging out anymore. And then like I tried to rekindle something. I was like, "Hey, you want to grab some coffee?" She was like, "I'm not really into that. You know, I don't think we're gonna work." And I was like, "Weird."
Coffee? Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, but like I know, like I'm not. I don't lie. I don't pretend.
I guess I'm putting up what she was putting down. Okay, fine.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. You know, if you ever change your mind, let me know. And then like I have progressively watched her get fatter. It's shitty to say, but like just fatter over like 3 or 4 years, and I'm like, ugh.
It's interesting. Maybe she's going through depression. Who knows? I don't know.
Maybe she's
maybe she's a fatty
like me. And again, I'm fat. No, she has no kids. I wouldn't call her kids, although that is kind of one of my kinks. Raising other people's kids is one of my kinks.
One of your kinks is, you know, I feel like this should be explored. Why is this? Do you have is there a reason behind it, or is it just more of an impulse feeling? What exactly is this? first and foremost, we're clearly we're segueing off topic for whatever the hell we're
No,
supposed to be
this is
talking about.
this is a comic book and movie theme podcast. Raising other people's kids is like a medieval fucking way of just proving you're better than somebody. Like it just is.
This is a very dark. This is taking a very dark turn.
It's like a feather in my cap or a notch on my headboard. It's like a failed man. Check.
Interesting.
Keep in mind. I'd like to be the hero, the protector. Nope, neither. Don't care. Could care less. Just, I'd love to. Yeah, call me dad. I don't care. That's fine. Oh, where's your dad? He's gone? I don't know.
This is very interesting.
I have a very weird. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go into any more details than I've already had.
I feel like at some point in time, I should step in here and say, you know what? Let's move on to something else. What do we want to talk about first? That is
Superman.
Whatever. Superman. Okay. Let's talk about Superman. So this movie is so, and I mean this in the most endearing way possible. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
It's so stupid.
Bro.
And I mean this in the most endearing way possible. It really is so stupid.
They did the sneak
peek. And that's why I love it.
They did the sneak peek yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like, an extended krypto scene? You fucking cucks. Oh my God. And then like he goes to the Fortress of Solitude and the robot. I'm like, the robot's like, don't thank us. We can't appreciate it. I'm like, who wrote this shit?
Yo, I love it.
And then the fucking girl robot, number 12, who's immediately my favorite. She's like, he looked at me. I was like, amazing. Like, amazing. Amazing. Like, this movie is so dumb.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. But the thing is, it's not, I've said it, it's not dumb. It's dumb with the serious people continuing to be serious. Like, I know that's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, certain people are just, like, there's going to be, like, it's going to be like Deadpool and Wolverine, where, like, there's going to be a bunch of Wolverines just being like, this is serious, we have to take this seriously. There's going to be a whole bunch of Deadpools just farting on the ground. Noted.
I commented an hour after the trailer came out. I will see the movie because I want to see more krypto. The 117 likes in 3 hours. Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, Superman being in pain and krypto continuously
jumping on him like any dog, like a retriever would.
Do,
yeah, absolutely.
Bro.
My dog, I will be like, let's cuddle, let's play. And she will be like, leave me the fuck alone. I have no time. If you're not rubbing my tummy, I have no time for your bullshit. And then I will lay down on the couch and she will be like, oh, playtime. And just wherever I am, jump right on my fucking face. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks. My dog's a cat.
And your dog's a cat. It's perfect.
My dog's absolutely a cat.
But that's the reason why I think this is going to do. It's going to do well. The more that this movie shows, the more I just keep thinking to myself, Fantastic Four has zero chance. The more I think about it, it's like Fantastic Four has zero chance. None.
Yo. Okay, hold on. Let me pull up a quote about Fantastic Four while we're here.
They're coming out in the same week, right? Isn't it like it's not the same day? Is it? Hold on.
It has hold on. There was a quote I saw. Oh God.
The release date for Fantastic Four is the 25th. No, it is the same day, isn't it? Isn't it the same day?
Damn it. Where's this fucking quote?
Oh no.
It
So
was by
Superman
the
comes out.
director.
Go ahead. While you look for that, I'm just gonna say so Fantastic Four comes out on the 25th. Oh, please
Of
hold.
June, right? Hey, there goes your mic. You fucking dweeb.
You know, how many times have I said to you, I need to get a new mic stand. I need to get a new mic stand. I need to get a new mic stand.
You have said it at least once, maybe even 7 times.
Yeah. Every single week. You mean once every week. All right. Yeah, I need to get a new mic stand. But on July 11th is when Superman comes out. And then Fantastic Four comes out on the 25th. Fantastic Four has a chance, and this is the reason why it has a chance. Because people are going to be so hyped up from probably watching Superman that they'll be like, I'll watch some more superhero crap. I'll give it a shot. So Fantastic Four might actually be in a perfect place just because of that reason. The Superman right now is the movie I want to see this year. It's not Fantastic Four. It is Thunderbolts, though. I actually do want to see Thunderbolts. I think
I want to see both. Fun, but this is like, so my biggest criticism of Zack Snyder is like Zack Snyder sucks at everything he does. That's my biggest criticism of it, is that he's the worst and we should stop showing him any respect. The only good thing I could say about Zack Snyder is he's not Brett Ratner. That's the only good thing I can say. Like, he's not Brett Ratner. Yeah, highest praise I could give. Not being Brett Ratner. But Zack Snyder probably would have done some pretty good work with Batman. I think he fucked up Superman, and there was a cut of the Superman movie, pirated, where they color correct it to be bright, like not fucking that dour, fucking everything is grays and fucking overcast, but like the sun is yellow, not fucking pale. The sky is blue, not sad. Like, and like just that color change. Yeah, that's what the trailer said. James Gunn presents James Gunn's movie, The James Gunn Experience, featuring James Gunn.
Just in case you weren't aware, I think James Gunn is working on this movie.
Yeah, he's the wild card as to whether or not this movie's going to suck or not. It's very possible that we're going to go into this movie expecting a good Superman movie, and we're going to get disappointment. But then again, like, you have to remember, like, I've always said, and I stand by, I've always been a bigger fan of DC than Marvel. Always.
From a comic book perspective, right? Yeah.
Well, all at the time,
animated, yeah.
Even like going back to
really
like,
good. Yeah.
Even going back to like Christopher Reeve Superman movies, which were kitschy as shit, but like they were still, for what they were, products of their time. Like the original Batman movies were products of their time, except bat nipples. See that, Jay? I appreciated a lot of them for what they were, but like DC's just always had better characters, better stories, better villains. It was just better all around for the most part.
Yeah.
And then like something happened, and then like it had to just be like the person in charge wasn't a fan. Like, that's all it has to be, because Kevin Feige is first and foremost a fucking fan. Like, he's a fan first. He always was. He always has been. He always will be. And then he's a fan that understands Hollywood. He's an executive producer in the original X-Men movies and a bunch of other shit. Like, he knows how to like make movies, so he has that information, and he's a fan, so he's like, okay, I know what I'd like to see. I assume most fans are like me. I'll make the movie for fans. That kind of got lost over some time, but like that was the core. The DC model always seemed crazy. And then like the discourse on the internet for it was like DC fanboys talking about how the Batman, the Nolan Batman movies were the greatest thing of all time. And I was like, no, these movies good, terrible Batman movie. Stand by that. I fight people still to this day all the time on that. Like Heath Ledger's Joker, I was like, well, it's fine. Like, fine. Going on okay. Like, it was never good. It was good for the story. The story was good. If none of these characters were Batman, if none of these characters were the Joker, it'd be fine. Two-Face, absolute clusterfuck shit show. Again, the story made sense, but it just wasn't Batman. None of it felt Batman to me. I never felt like
that's your biggest gripe. And why wasn't it Batman for you though? What was the reasoning behind you saying, all right, it wasn't Batman?
So there's like 4 types of people in the world.
Story time.
People who like Batman, people who hate Batman, people who understand Batman, and people who don't. That's the 4 types of people. They can overlap. You could love Batman and not understand him. You could hate Batman and understand him. All valid. But it seems to me that there's a lot of people who love Batman and don't understand Batman that like are vocal. And then the other 3 groups are just kind of like making money and being successful in their life. You know what I mean? Like doing good things that matter. So Batman as a character, thank God. Batman as a character is
oh, there we go. Every time we get one of those, man, it just means that we've drawn closer and closer to success.
Is a cautionary tale of what happens when power corrupts. And the world shouldn't need a Batman. But when it gets this fucking bad, the only option is Batman. And they never showed Gotham as a bad place to live. They always showed Gotham the way 80s movies showed New York City. No, maybe 90s movies showed New York City. Sure, there's crime, but, you know, it's not everywhere. No.
Okay.
Gotham, everyone's a criminal in Gotham. Every single human that, like, you're either a criminal or broke. Like, completely broke. And then you're going to become a criminal. Like, that's just the only way. Like, the Nolan Batman movies tried to make Batman a different kind of hero than he is.
Okay.
He's not. Batman is as a symbol that the poor, destitute people of Gotham look to, but everyone else hates. Everyone. The Jim Gordon gets away with working with Batman because he's the commissioner. All this pre-stuff, like, well, what about Gordon before he becomes the commissioner? He wouldn't have the power to work with Batman. The crime is so there that the police would kill Batman. Like what do we do? Like, no. So there's that whole aspect of it. Then the entire concept that Batman has one rule and that the rule is I don't kill people. That's not Batman's one rule. That's never been Batman's one rule. Batman's one rule is no guns. That's his one fucking rule. That's it. Do you know why? Because any hero who doesn't have the rule, I don't kill people, is not a hero. Is the Punisher, you know? Superman has a rule. He doesn't kill people. Batman doesn't kill people because he's a fucking hero. That's why he doesn't kill people. Because he's not a murderer. It's not his one rule. He's not, like, That like everybody has that rule. And a lot of people try to be like, no, that's the only rule he has. No, it's not the only rule he has. He has clearly several rules. So he just says that. It's such a fake. So within the universe that Christopher Nolan created, this is a version of Batman this is an Elseworlds Batman to me. This is like, what if Batman existed in the real world? It was dark and gritty. I'm like, the real world isn't this dark and gritty for most people.
Okay.
Like, for most people, this isn't the real world. Let alone, we have billionaires now and they suck. All of our billionaires suck. Every single one of our billionaires suck. We don't have an Iron Man suit. Nope. None of our billionaires have fucking a flying suit or a motorcycle a car that becomes a motorcycle. These are all things we could have. They could have. They're billionaires. Nope. Because none of them are billionaires. We don't have billionaires. We have people. We have people with $1 billion worth of shit that could take out loans. That's all we have. We have garage sales. We have garage sale billionaires in America. And then the handful of like actual billionaires who aren't just worth it, but like actively have it. They're too old to do anything because it took them that long with Warren Buffett. Why is Warren Buffett not Iron Man? Because he's too old. And he's cheap as shit. So I thought it was a misunderstanding of Batman. I actually didn't hate Ben Affleck's version of Batman. I hated the story they put that Affleck version of Batman in. Because that's the Batman who's like, he lost stuff. But seeing that Batman lost a Robin to the Joker was going to be way more important than us. Oh, no, it's a Robin costume with ha 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 written on it. What happened? Who was that for?
Yeah.
Like, Superman is for fucking is you know, Hulk Hogan in the 80s. Say your prayers, take your vitamins, drink your milk, and go to school. Batman is don't step out of line. Batman's the disciplinarian of the school. Hey, where's your hall pass? Broken arm. And the other character, like they didn't understand the Flash at all. So the Flash movie with starring Ezra Miller just had no understanding of what nobody involved in anything DC has had any understanding of any of the characters. And even though I enjoyed the Wonder Woman 1 was actually fucking close. It was close to Wonder Woman. It was almost perfect.
I enjoy that. Not being like a major comic book savant on DC in general, but I enjoyed that movie and I thought, okay, it seemed dialed in, right? A little bit.
It was close enough. It was close enough.
The second story was where I was just like,
Keep in mind,
I don't understand where we're going, and I was like, maybe I'm misinterpreting what is actually happening. But then when I asked a couple of people, I was like, oh, so it was just bad.
I have something called the Hancock meter.
I
compare your superhero movie to Hancock.
Okay.
If your superhero movie, if Hancock was the main character of your superhero movie, and whatever it was, and in that superhero movie it would have sucked, your movie sucked. That's it. Hancock was a great movie. It was fucking awesome. It was ridiculous. It was silly. It was funny. It was serious. It had a lot of stuff going for it. Wasn't a perfect movie, but it like as far as like telling a story of like what a superhero would be like.
Yeah.
I think it nailed it. So Wonder Woman 1. It had me until the end because she shouldn't have beaten Ares. Because after World War I comes World War II. So war is still around. So Ares must still be around. Like, no, that was a poor ending. And yeah. And then Wonder Woman 2, aside from being utterly atrocious, impossible. Like, impossible to get every person to give up what they want the most. Like, impossible. If there was you ever see the thing? It was like, if there's a button, right? If there's a button and you press it, a random person in the world dies, but you get one wish. Would you press the button? It's like, yeah, absolutely. But the random person could be someone you love. Yeah, but it also has way less of a chance of that. Unless you're telling me that it's going to be someone I love, at which point it's not a random button. So is it a random button or is it a random person I know? Yeah. Because I know less than 1 billion people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know 8 billion people. One out of 7,999,000, because obviously not including me. Yeah, they're dead. I get my wish. And even if you'd say, no, I wouldn't do that, great. For every no, there's a yes. Call it right down the middle. Not even. Let's say 25%. Let's say 75% of people would give up, would pass on that. Across the entire world. We're talking about people in prison. We're talking about poor people in the slums of a city in Morocco. You know, we're talking about Mongolians. Like, anywhere in the fucking world. We're saying 75% of people would pass on that. The other 25 ain't. And guess what? You lose. You lose the fight because hearing Wonder Woman saying enough is enough for me to be like, I'm making another witch. I wish Wonder Woman would shut the fuck up. Like, bad movies are bad.
Man.
Bad movies are bad.
Rough. It was rough. Wasn't a good run.
But like, Superman needs to be upbeat. Just needs to be. Doesn't change the fact that Henry Cavill was great as Superman. Just the movie sucked. Like, you know, to me, some people liked it. It made a lot of money. Great. Where's the DC universe now? In James Gunn's hand. So, like, surprise, making shitty things for short-term gains, not a good long-term strategy. Everyone is fired. Like, nobody who worked during any of those things, any of the Zack Snyder stuff, nobody who worked on any of it at any part of the WB, of any of it, is there. They're all fucking gone. Every one of them is fired or left. No, there's no retention.
Yeah, within reason. Yeah.
Yeah, like, because they sucked. Because you took billion-dollar IPs and made them into $100 million movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing? Marvel, on the other hand, they're taking like $10 IPs and making good money out of it. Iron Man sucked. Iron Man has always sucked. Iron Man now matters. I saw a fucking thing on YouTube. This is real. Where they would, do you see those games people play where like you have $15 and you have to build a this one was like any TikTok or Twitch, people go like, you have $15, you have to spend them, and like then everything has a price. So like you have to pick, you know, what your weapon is, who your partner is, that kind of thing. And then the lower the $5 is usually the best thing, and then $1 is usually dog shit. So this is like zombie apocalypse. First, choose your weapon, and the first weapon on the list, it just said Thanos' glove, and I was like, we're done. We're done. Like, I'll take that, and I don't need to buy anything else, thank you. But then I thought, like, why would they put that there? Because everything else was reasonable, even to the people and what it was. I was like, it was all reasonable. I was like, because they're stupid. Because they don't understand what Thanos' glove is. They think Thanos' glove, the Infinity fucking Gauntlet, right, is a thing that kills half the universe. No. The Infinity Gauntlet is a genie's lamp that gives you exactly what you want. So if I had the zombie apocalypse, I'd be like, I'll take Thanos' glove and nothing else, and I'll be like, no more zombies. And then we'd be done.
Okay.
There's an estimated 18.8 million people who may or may not exist in the world. So if you push the button, there's a chance nobody knows. Somebody dies, nobody knows the person. Yeah. Fuck. Who knows? Whatever. Still, dumb. Dumb shit all the time. I want dumb, but I want fun dumb. So any movie, if Hancock was the main character, as in, if you weren't relying on the IP, would the movie still be good? If the answer is no, it was a bad movie. Deadpool and Wolverine was not a good movie, but it was a fun movie.
Right.
The premise was, it had good parts, but it wasn't a good movie, but it made $1 billion.
Right.
Do you know why? It wasn't nostalgia. People were saying it wasn't nostalgia. It's because you put Deadpool and Wolverine in an R-rated movie and said they're going to stab each other. And all the trailers were watch these guys stab each other. We're like, yeah, let's watch that. That sounds awesome.
That's all we want. That's all we wanted, yeah.
Yeah. It's escapism. Don't try to teach me a fucking lesson. Fuck you.
Right.
Like, give me the stabbies. Who was the bad guy? I don't know, but she did this cool fucking thing with her hand in the guy's head. It was gross. It was awesome. I don't know. But I do know. I'm gonna watch Superman.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good movie. It looks like it's a good movie so far. Now,
Looks like
this
it's gonna
movie
be fun.
could be absolutely dog crap in the end.
Yeah. Oh, I'll know.
It's-
I'll know real quick in the movie if I'm like, they got me. You know, like, I'm not leaving, though. I'm not leaving, though, because the chance of something in this Superman movie happening that makes me go like, oh, fuck this, and leave
Yeah.
is not, like, it's hard to walk out of a movie. I told you, the only movie I've walked out of a couple movies in my life, maybe two. I can name two. I don't believe there was any more than that. The Grudge 2. I was like, no, I'm good. This is dumb. And I had never seen The Grudge 1, so I was like, I didn't know what I was getting into when I saw it in theaters when I was a kid. And then The Village. M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. I'm like, someone has to tell him that a twist isn't a plot. Just like Michael Bay needs to learn that explosions aren't story.
What are you talking about? You didn't like the Transformers movies? Like,
I loved every single one of the Transformers movies. Because he found
explosions work. Explosions work.
No, he found the medium in which explosions make sense. Yeah, he found the medium. He's like, wait a minute. What if I made robots fight each other? Then I could have all the explosions I want. Like, yeah, go ahead, have fun. Use the right tool for the right job. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. Start finding nails. Don't worry about it.
That's fair.
But I'm gonna walk out of fucking a Doomsday if they're like if the second I hear I don't if it's the last 7 minutes of the movie I'm still walking out. I won't even try to get my money back. I'm like, yeah, you got me. Fuck you. I don't care. If they're like, I am a version of Tony Stark, or in this reality, my name is Tony Stark. Like, oh, fuck you, you fucking fuck. No, you're not. You're not an alternate Tony. I can't accept it.
It's already been hinted, man, that's exactly what we might be getting, which is
and I'm already convinced I'm gonna leave. Like I'm gonna. I don't care if they're like he dream walked into his corpse. Great. I don't care if it's like he used the spell to change how he appeared to be Tony Stark. Great. But I won't accept a world where the character of Victor Von Doom is Tony Stark. Like, they're not the same. They can't be the same person. Anyone can be Spider-Man. Not anyone can be Peter Parker. Peter Parkers can look differently, but you know who can't be Peter Parker? Otto Octavius. Except that's a joke. Actually,
I caught it after the fact.
If you read the story,
yeah,
he couldn't. He couldn't be Peter Parker. That was the entire point of the story.
Oh man,
But yeah, like that's fun. Like, oh, okay, you're possessing, sure, fuck it, right? Like whatever. Like that's a fun little twist. Otto was never Peter Parker. Otto was in Peter Parker's body.
Parker's body,
Fine.
yeah.
Yeah, like I accept that. I'm not accepting an alternate reality under any circumstances where especially if the Doom is coming from the Fantastic Four universe.
Yeah.
Right, which is what the theory is.
And that,
Yeah.
and that's part of the
Mac.
problem though.
Mac Gargan. But I'm correcting Jay's naming because I'm pedantic like a cunt. I'm a cunt too. I don't want to say anyone think I'm not. Good. What were you saying?
No, what I was gonna say is that actually I have no idea. I forgot what I was gonna say. I had a thought and then I lost the thought.
Doctor Doom. Tony Stark. 1960s.
Nope. Still not coming to me.
I'm just saying. Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm just saying. Like, if you're gonna tell me that, like, but in this universe that takes place in the 60s of their timeline, Tony Stark was alive, or worse. No, we just never evolved past the 60s aesthetic into 2025.
See, that's what I was going to say. The reason why I'm underwhelmed with this whole fantastic, the MCU aspect of it, like I actually am looking forward to Doomsday, don't get me wrong, but anything leading up to Doomsday, I'm kind of just like, what are we doing? We're introducing the Fantastic Four. Oh, but we're introducing the Fantastic Four in a universe that's basically going to get destroyed. Okay, cool. Then they somehow, what I expect, cornily get sucked into the 616 or whatever universe it is that they get sucked into. And then now they're a part of the MCU and this story leads to Doomsday. Once again, it's one of those things where it feels rushed, right? And from the very beginning, that's a conversation that we've been having about Doom, why they should not cancel Kang and go to Doom, finish the story off with Kang. But they chose to go in this direction. And it all just feels so campy right now with we're using RDJ and what is rumored to be, because I believe this is a rumor from the Russos, or that was talked about from the Russos, is that the idea here is that this is going to be an alternate version of Tony Stark that becomes Doctor Doom.
Boo. And if they said Doctor Doom, I might have been okay with it. But they did say Victor Von Doom. They said the only person who could play Victor Von Doom. And I'm like, not the same person. Anyone could be Doctor Doom. You just need a fucking mask. And a superiority complex. I could be Doom. I have a fucking Doom cosplay. Like,
yeah.
So I'm just trying to see somewhere the Fantastic Four director made a comment. I'm trying to pull it up exactly so I'm not fucking around.
Oh, you good?
He made a comment, and like, one, yeah, it's fine, but that's still not a comment you should ever make publicly. The comment was that the Fantastic Four movie is a completely standalone event that has nothing to do with the rest of the MCU. Now, that's correct. We intellectually, yes, this is a different timeline. We understand that. Saying it to the unwashed masses is like, oh, so like Sony? You know, like
yeah. I get what you're saying. We'll see how it does, but it's not good. It's not giving exciting. Ultimately, at the end of the day, No one's going into this feeling like, okay, cool.
We've gotten so many mid to bad Fantastic Four that, like, every time I see a hype piece about Fantastic Four, I'll just, okay, fine. Every time I see Screen Crush cover Fantastic Four, I'm like,
oh, God bless them.
How many views are they getting? Okay. Cool.
How are they all doing right now? I mean, because there's not much to talk about, these days, unfortunately.
Supposedly, they're not testing the Thunderbolts.
They are not testing. They feel that confidently about it.
Supposedly, the Marvels and Cap 4 went through testing and reshoots.
Yeah.
The Thunderbolts had some reshoots, but every movie has reshoots. It's always like, but like,
yeah,
there hasn't been any test screenings of Thunderbolt. I think they're going to do the first test screening this month or before the end of this month. And that's just like friends and family.
Okay.
But that movie's done. Like, that's in the can.
Yeah.
Regardless of what Superman is doing reshoots soon after the test screening reactions, I have heard that too, TLC. I've heard that Superman is doing some reshoots, and if I had to guess, it's because James Gunn is kind of a twat. Yeah, he's like, I'm going to fill this to the brim with dick jokes. And they're like, dude, you can have 3. He's like, 30? 300? How about start with 0 and see how many you get? 4,000. How did this happen, James Gunn? It's all dick jokes. Like I said, I have faith in James Gunn's ability to make a very specific type of movie.
Mm-hmm.
I have faith in James Gunn's movie to make movies that are entertaining. I have a general rule. 10 minutes of a straight relationship. Yeah, that's on the site I'm looking at here. I have a general rule where if you're choosing to use an IP, you have exactly 2 options. Follow it to a T, or whatever deviation you plan on having has to improve it. That's it. Otherwise, go fuck yourself. I'm not happy that Scott Lang was Ant-Man. But I enjoyed Scott Lang's version of Ant-Man more than I would have enjoyed Hank Pym, because the story worked, because it was funny, because Paul Rudd is endearing. Paul Rudd can't be Hank Pym. That's impossible. But old ass fucking what's his name?
Is it Michael Douglas?
Michael Douglas. Old ass Michael Douglas as crotchety Hank Pym. I bought 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Just watched. Just started Daredevil Born Again. I was expecting some Disney frying. It's hardcore, blood, language, dark themes. We will talk about Daredevil's the last episode. But it's enjoyable.
So I got a gripe with the last episode.
Right? Let's talk about it right now. Fuck it. None of this has rules.
Yeah, I got a gripe
We're
with
not
the last
real.
episode. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I just felt like the Muse arc just really was underwhelming at the end of the day.
What, both episodes? You mean the roughly 22 minutes of Muse screen time we got was underwhelming?
Yeah. I'm picking up your sarcasm, but also
I'm
gonna continue on with my subdued rant I'm choosing not to get as pissed off as I am, really, but it I was annoyed because I was just like, oh, that is it. We're now you're gonna pretend like this is not like a big villain for Daredevil. That's what we're doing. And then up until this point,
he's dead.
Muse was a distraction that we needed from it just being all Kingpin. And I was enjoying that portion of it. And you set him up as someone who you said killed 60 people, but then died that easily. You told me that he took Taekwondo, and I barely saw him do any of it whatsoever. It's like, I don't understand what happened. Also, is Matt Murdock getting worse and worse as the weeks go on? Because I feel like he's literally, and I understand, like from a comic book perspective, I know that when he just came back, he was rougher around the edges. Oh, let me finish this one last thing and I'm gonna tag you in. I know he was rougher on the edges, and that
we can actually tag ourselves in now.
Yeah.
Other hand.
There we go.
It's close enough.
No, it's
no, but okay.
Fine.
It doesn't make sense for me either. I'm on the other side too. It's my right hand.
I'm looking at the Twitch screen and I'm like, oh, okay, I was wrong. But no, it's just one of those things, man, where I know that like Daredevil had when he just came back, like, you know, he was getting beat up by cops and like he was a little rusty and rough around the edges and all that stuff. But it just kind of seems like just like we're getting dumber and dumber. Like Matt Murdock is getting dumber and dumber from the moment that he outed what's his name, Hector, on stand. He's just been making dumber and dumber decisions. Even the episode 5, where he was just like, oh, okay, cool. I'm going to allow myself to be a prisoner of this bank robbery. It's like he's just making dumber and dumber decisions, where I just feel like there was a much more savvy way of you being able to solve this problem, Matt. And I just feel like they're just making him dumber and dumber as we continue to go on. Like now he's calling out her name. Heather.
Martha. No.
The F.
What's your name?
You talking about the greatest? Don't make fun of the greatest movie ever, right? Batman versus. Don't make fun of but that's part of my spiel.
So, I now, after watching this episode, get why they redid the season. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
And I see what was left on the cutting room floor. Because the series started, fuck it up here.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. And it stayed great. And then in the last 3 episodes, it's been like, oh, this is okay. Wait, what? Why? What's happening? Oh my God, why are we crashing? What happened? They either didn't introduce Muse early enough, or they cut some of the early Muse shit. There's no reason for Daredevil to be back now. There's no you got the serial killer and the police took credit for it. It's over.
Yeah.
Like, cool. Go back to fucking your girlfriend, Matt. Go back to cooking.
Being blind and cooking better than I could.
yo, she's just very stupid. Like
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
getting dubbed too.
Yeah.
She was like,
yeah.
she was mad smart, mad smart. Why do you have all these bruises? I
Right.
walk into stuff. You have a cracked rib. What the fuck are you? What did you walk into?
Yo,
A bus?
I love watching these episodes of my wife because she's so just flat out common sense. And she was just like, so she's just not gonna ask any further questions. She's just gonna start casing them out. I was just like, yes, I don't know, fam. What do you want me to say? I don't know.
Episodes 1, 8, and 9 were the new showrunners. 5, which is the bank one, was the old showrunner, and everything else was blended. I hope it'll end strong. It would have to. I imagine it would have.
Okay.
But wait, so are they doing a double drop on the last 2 episodes? I didn't know. I didn't remember if I saw that. Is it 8 and 9 next week, or is it?
This was episode 7, right? That was the last one.
There's only 9 episodes. So are we getting 8 and 9 next week, or just 8? I thought we were getting 8 and 9, but I mean, I can look it up. I'm just not going to. The last 2 are weekly. Okay, fine.
That's what we. Okay.
I think at some point
Prepare for the big ass cliffhanger in 8.
Yeah, I think at some point they made a decision. And the reason the show doesn't feel like Daredevil, it feels like a good approximation of Daredevil, but it doesn't feel like Daredevil, is the show really does feel like there's only 2 characters in it. Mm-hmm. It feels like there are Matt Murdock scenes and there are Wilson Fisk scenes. Mm-hmm. And the thing that the old Daredevil show used to do is that sometimes there were Elektra scenes, and sometimes there were Stick scenes, and sometimes Karen and Elektra, I'm just using an example, were together, and sometimes Foggy was fucking his girlfriend Marcy. There were other characters doing shit like this. If the Bechdel test existed for this show, Bechdel test being the story of 2 women talking to each other without bringing up or have anything to do with a man. If the Bechdel test existed for this show, it would be if any character does anything without mentioning or directly like doing it for Wilson Fisk or Matt Murdock. The answer is no, not a single fucking person. Nobody has autonomy in the show. Mm-hmm. And at the beginning it was fine, but now that we're 7 episodes in, it feels like if Matt's not involved or Kingpin is not involved, the show has no fucking idea what it's doing. Mm-hmm. What's Punisher been doing? We don't know. Okay. We see whenever Cherry's doing something, whenever Daniel is doing, Cherry and Daniel are the same character. Cherry is Daredevil's fucking Daniel, you know? Whenever they're doing something, it's because of Fisk or about Fisk or for Fisk or for Daredevil or because of Daredevil. No one's doing anything. Nobody has anything to do. And then his new fucking partner, I'm convinced her name is Where's Matt? Because that's her only fucking line. Yeah. Where's Matt? Oh, here's Matt. Matt, we have stuff to do. Like, nobody has autonomy. Every single character in this show serves one of the 2 main characters. Even fucking, what's her name? Vanessa. Which she always served as Fisk's character.
Yeah.
But that's fine. But they tried to break her out, and they failed. So I'm gonna have.
I mean, they just brought her back into loyalty, if you want, at the very end of the last episode. So it's just like, all right, okay.
Well,
like
she loves Wilson.
No, I know, but I guess to me, I was just like, it would have been more interesting if she really actually did send him to, But I was like, yeah. That was just wishful thinking from my part of just like, oh, okay, like, yeah. Oh
no, I don't want Mayor Fisk that unhinged.
Yeah,
I don't want him to. No, I don't know. Port Vincent D'Onofrio. I don't know if he can do that. He doesn't deserve it. I don't know. 8 and 9 have to be really fucking strong, like really fucking strong. But because they wasted Muse. They completely wasted character. Completely wasted character. Fisk and Daredevil and Matt and Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are doing great. Nobody's doing bad, but the like, what are the story they're trying to tell? Because at the beginning, the story was Daredevil and Kingpin trying to be something they're not, and now the story is progressing, and they are slipping. Kingpin and Daredevil are no longer able to be what they're not. Slowly but surely. Or, it's been bleeding out. Now, Daredevil is back in the fucking mask, and Kingpin is not? Like, he's not. He's like...
He's still
he
teetering.
knows Matt Murdock is Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Daredevil didn't show up. The police, the strike force got news. How does that... What's his plan?
Yeah.
What is he doing?
To this point, I was thinking the other day, I was just like, what is... I understand theoretically what the strike force is for, but I'm also like saying, what is the strike force for? Because they have whatever it is that he intends for them to do, they haven't done it yet. I guess we have to give it more time, but they, like, whatever it is that they're doing, they haven't done it yet. So I guess what we're all waiting for at this point is just the clash between Daredevil and Kingpin. I guess that's what we're waiting for at this point. The inevitable. That's what they've built up to this point. So it does make sense why it feels like all these other episodes were just kind of like fillers until we get to episode 8 and 9. So I'm wondering, are we just gonna go back to just being like crazy stupid again in 8, like how we started off with 1 and 2? And then like ended off with 9 with a massive cliffhanger or whatever the hell is coming next. Like I'm just wondering, like, maybe that's what it is. Because of the old showrunners, there was too much to try to reshoot. And
Dun 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 dun. Elevator music now while Goofy fixes his broken mic stand. It's broken.
all right, we gotta officially get a damn new mic stand.
Amazon,
what was I saying?
$35. I don't remember.
No,
2 weeks ago.
this is a big heavy mic. This is a Shure SM7B. It's a heavy mic.
No,
Gotta get a good stand.
I know. I just have a bunch of Audio Technica mics around.
But yeah, I guess to me the whole thing is I just want to know what the purpose is. Like, what is the purpose of all these things? And there have been a lot of things that have been introduced, and I don't fully understand exactly what the purpose is for, because it hasn't been exactly properly laid out. That's all.
I'm gonna talk into the mic like Goofy does now. I'm gonna get real.
Well, to be
up in
fair,
here.
if I don't talk into my mic, you can't hear basically anything.
That's crazy. You should turn the condenser up. I don't really like to talk into the mic because I already have a relatively deep voice, and I need to be a little bit further away, or it becomes way too soothing. And it gives... Do you ever see Private Parts, where that woman sat on the microphone while somebody was like...
So this is not going to stay... This is not going to stay up.
Hold on. Do you want one of my handhelds? I'll mail it to you. I have a bunch of handheld mics too. Here. Where is it? I can't reach it. There's so many things. Here's one of my handhelds.
I think I'm gonna actually have to go to a store tomorrow directly and actually grab a mic stand. To be fair, no, that
mics are dope.
That's too professional.
I have so many. Dude, my audio setup isn't psychotic. So I don't like having a mic in my fucking face. I'm like,
I don't mind.
You know?
I like I like talking directly into mics.
Also, my plosives are pretty okay, so I don't like the spit guard or anything. I have them around. I don't like them. I learned how to articulate a little bit better than.
This one's unnecessary, to be honest with you. I have a very.
That's a spit guard. It's just to make sure that your p and your p doesn't reverberate.
Yeah. See, this is getting worse.
Take your fluffy thing off and then sit back and talk.
Let's see. Now you can hear me a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm still a little bit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to put this mic right up in my fucking face because my arm works.
Yeah, must be nice.
It is. It's so good. Also, I bought like a 4-pack, so like they're always there. My mic needs to be cleaned. There are guards you could put that aren't over the microphone. They're just in front of it. But that's all it is. It's just a spit mic. But like, I like those a little bit better because they still tend to pick up the ambient surround without muffling it, but it prevents me from blah 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 blah. Also, I also think it's the other thing about mics is like you can hear me just as fine if I talk this way or this way into the mic as if I talk directly into it. That's just how condenser mics work. So either way, I like Daredevil. I think it's a good show. I think it's probably a lot better than what we were going to get. And I have nothing but confidence in season 2, but 8 and 9 really have to bring this home because I have no idea what's going on. But I do agree with you.
Yeah.
That said, there's 2 other Marvel things we have to talk about. You mentioned it in the pre-talk, Spider-Man.
Yeah. That one's disappointing. Honestly.
My
that
fear.
Was disappointing.
So it's called Brand New Day. You know, after everyone's favorite Spider-Man arc.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One more day. Brand New Day was what happened after. But I don't know if I like that. Yep. That's not a great look. And the other thing
it's not a great story.
Is I've heard so many different rumors. The Chameleon's going to be the villain, but he's not. This movie takes place after Secret Wars. This movie is like Ant-Man 2, where it takes place before Secret Wars, and it's why or not Secret Wars, Doomsday. This takes place before or leading up to Doomsday, so the events of this movie tie into Doomsday. It's what happens. It's why he's not going to be in Doomsday. That kind of thing. I've heard so many different rumors. None of them really check out. The only rumor I've heard recently is that Blade is currently nixed. They are not working on it at all. Nobody is working on it. They're like, we'll figure it out later after Midnight Suns.
I mean, I don't blame them. They should call it quits on that one, to be honest.
Thunderbolts. Yeah. So the Spider-Man news is like, it'll be fine. It'll be whatever. You know, Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox both said they weren't in Spider-Man.
Okay.
What does that mean? Who, you know, like they might still be. Who's to say? And I don't know that I give a shit about Spider-Man.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat with you on Spider-Man, in all honesty. Like, I don't understand why like what we're really supposed to expect from Spider-Man at this point. There we go again. I don't really know what to expect really from Spider-Man. And I am, because I feel like now the arc was done. Like, where are we going into the next chapter? And that's the whole thing too. Like, it's an MCU thing. It's like, what? I know that we're going to Avengers Doomsday, but are we still in the multiverse saga? I guess we are. I guess that's what's leading up to Doomsday.
It's a good thing you bring this up. I'm going to let you cook for a sec, but this is going to a good segue into the surprise thing that I've been saving, that I've been ready to talk about the entire time. I didn't even tell you about it.
Okay. Yeah, for me, it's just like, what I don't know if we are still, I guess we are still in the multiverse saga. And with that being the case, I just don't understand where Spider-Man fits into the story unless there is some specific tie to Doomsday, some specific tie to, once again, I just don't understand the whole purpose behind it. But it's the reason why I'm just like, everything just feels discombobulated and rushed. And I just don't know if there's enough time for them to pull off a good enough story that matters. That's all.
I don't think they will. But everyone in chat, and we'll put a link to this in the YouTube. If anyone watches the YouTube video this long, I'll send it to you now. Goof.
Okay.
This is the leaked script, or one of the early leaked scripts of the Kang Dynasty. Now, there have been chats about this having existed. This is a PDF that has the entire script treatment. So either this is a fake, very possible. This is real, very possible. This is one of the first drafts, all very possible. You have to remember, both Spider-Man and Doctor Strange were supposed to come out before the Kang Dynasty. So they were originally scheduled before. Their schedules are all over the place. Remember, Captain America Brave New World was supposed to be last year. And then remember, they made the announcement, like, we're not going to do 3 movies a year anymore. Immediately give us a year with 3 movies. You know, like, this is the script of Kang Dynasty. Now, you can read it if you like. The brief synopsis of the story is it takes place in a world where Miles Morales has already been introduced. Clea and Doctor Strange succeeded on whatever their mission was. Reed built an ark to get out of his dying universe. And the Negabands and the 10 Rings were not relics. They were end of reality relics from the beginning or end of time, depending on how you look at it, that were, and the reason they sent like when they were activated, they sent out a message kind of, is because they were informing Immortus, specifically the Kang variant Immortus, about their presence. And that was what the Conqueror, the one who was beaten by ants, was trying to get to destroy the other Kangs. He wanted the Infinity Gauntlet, or not the Infinity Gauntlet, the 10 Rings and the Negabands. The Ms. Marvel shit and Shang-Chi shit. He was exiled into the quantum realm. And the plot shows how. But the note is, this is something that's really important, because the script has been around for a while, but this is the first time we're seeing it, is that the opening scene of the movie is Immortus torturing the X-Men. Oh, like they're all like prisoners and they're all being tortured, and it was the X-Men from First Class, or that timeline. So like Jean Grey, you know, if we'll know, hindsight being 2020, we will know if this script is real. Everyone dies. Everyone dies in this. I think there's like 7 survivors in this script. Dude, Love dies, like Thor's adopted daughter.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, but we will know if this is a real draft of the script, if in the opening few seconds of Avengers Doomsday, Doom is torturing the X-Men, if that's where the X-Men are from, if they are all in the opening, so read it now and just know, again, spoilers, you will know immediately if the opening scene of Doomsday is Doctor Doom torturing the X-Men from the Fox universe, the OG, the ones that were announced, instead of Kang. At which point we'll know they didn't do anything for this story. They just took the Kang dynasty, slapped Doom on it, and it will suck.
Okay.
You're welcome to read it. I read it. It is 169 pages. The relevant information on it, the script was by Jeff Loveness, Marvel Studios first draft 4/8/2023. All this could be faked. And then the Exile Kang becomes the Beyonder,
which was a rumor from the beginning. Yeah.
And he comes back, defeats Immortus, and creates Battleworld with Ravonna Renslayer. That's the those are just the bits and pieces. I left. It sounds like I said stuff. I didn't say shit. This is 106. This is a book that is incredibly, if for nothing else, it would make a dope ass movie. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds intriguing.
Yeah.
For Kang.
So
the idea of Doom torturing people sounds weird to me, but
if you are on the side, Doom torturing people makes perfect sense.
With what purpose though? But okay.
They have something he wants and they won't give it to him. They said Reed was smarter. Pick a reason. Let me just go to my background real quick. I am spared the bother of hunting you down. Consciousness makes cowards of so many. I owe you vengeance, lackey. I'm just reading all the Doom quotes in my background. For any reason. If you want to go into Doomsday with only information that you gained from the movies, don't read this. I have a feeling that they are going to tweak this script and keep it mostly the same.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that way until they announced that the X-Men were coming back.
Okay.
I was like, fuck. Yeah, I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm not going to really read excerpts. I'm presenting it. But that said, this script isn't great. It probably would have needed a second write anyway, or some tweaks.
Yeah.
But it did remind me how actively mad I am that they abandoned Kang.
Same here.
Like, I don't have to give anything a chance. That's not a thing I have to do. I'm not required to. Nobody is going to force me to do that.
Yep.
Goofy, bro, how much for a new mic harp? $35. Great ones, like really sick ones, $80. But they're not that expensive.
For something like this, to be able to hold this, yeah, we're looking at like 60 to 80 plus.
You also use yours fully extended. Mine is not even kind of extended. Like, mine is still, I could sit back to here, and the mic could still reach my face.
Yeah, I need mine fully extended for the space that I'm currently sitting at.
Yeah, so you probably need to do that. The other option you have, and this is true, is just don't get an arm, get a stand.
This is the stand. This is just the arm or the stand.
No, I mean, you get a flat stand so you can. How much space in front of you do you need? You know.
So what I was gonna do is I was gonna get a boom that I just connected to my stand-up desk.
Terrible.
And then use that. But
Mine's connected to my desk, but it's connected to the back of my desk, and
I'm concerned it might be too heavy for the stand-up desk. That's the reason why I probably won't do it. Because I have a stand-up desk that I put on, well, desk riser, right?
Yeah.
That I put on top of my table. I put on top of the desk, and then that rises the thing.
Yeah.
So I'll most likely just get another. Oh, there we go. I'll most likely just get another stand, and then with that stand, I will.
Oh, I have a countless amount of random ass bullshit. Like, if any of my equipment goes down, I have shit that I could plug in right now and it'll start working. Cameras, you know, like if my capture card doesn't work, I have a back. Like, when I was streaming full time, I prepare for everything. So when I was streaming full time, my first profits always went to upgrading my stuff, and I never threw any of the old stuff out. So like, I have 3 capture cards, 5 mics. I have USB mics. I have the handheld mics. I have a lav set I never even opened because I was like, I don't need it. I'm not doing any standing shit. I have 2 cameras set up. This is the Deadeye camera, and then I have one that's a little bit further back that's the Deadeye one, the one I use here. This is just a regular high quality 4K webcam. But the one in the back, that's my DSLR.
Yeah, I have every mic. I've only had 2 mics since I've ever done any of this. First mic was a Blue Yeti. Had that.
Of course it was. They're $50.
And yeah, they were. I actually got mine I got mine gifted. No, I never had a snowball.
Oh, okay.
No. And then my wife bought me this one, the Shure SM7B. She bought me this, I think, as a Christmas gift for the first year of me doing content creation.
Do you have a mixer?
So yeah, I got to go XLR.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the Go XLR is great. If you just want to literally go. Like,
oh nice.
I like the Go XLR. The price point of the Go XLR is the difference between a manual car and an automatic car, kind of. Like, if you get it used to be that an automatic car or an automatic transmission in your car was like about $6,000 to $10,000 more expensive. Like, that's how much cheaper a manual was. So if you knew how to drive stick, you'd get a manual car. And if you didn't or couldn't be bothered, you'd pay the extra money. That's what a Go SLR is to like a quality mix board. Because like for the same price of a Go XLR, you can get a studio quality mix board with 15 inputs. And something broke. That like, you know, it doesn't take, it's not bigger, it doesn't take more power, it doesn't do anything crazy. It's the same thing, it's just way more options. That's it. So like, I never had to get the Go XLR because I bought a Mackie Pro soundboard because I play guitar. Because I have an electric guitar. So like, you know, I'm a fucking sociopath. Of course I have a guitar.
So I could put the mic on this. Like, this is not just a mic. This is a desk stand.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do that?
I just don't do it. I could do it now, but you know, we're live.
We're also not going to be live much longer.
Right.
I mean, I don't think I have anything else to say except for the Kang Dynasty shit. Counselor got
We can do it. We can do it right now.
Jay,
That's
I
me
got some really
dropping.
good news for you.
That's me dropping the other mic.
I heard
stand, by the way.
everything fall. I heard everything fall,
Yeah.
Goof. As far as I'm concerned, you're currently holding up your desk. Jay, the good news now is that because post-COVID, a lot of people bought not just streaming setups, but like high quality work from home setups and got real into that kind of photography and stuff. To this day, you could still go to Craigslist or I wouldn't maybe eBay, but Craigslist is usually better, and get a sick camera and all the fixins for like a 70% MSRP discount. Like you can like I got a GoPro I think for $30 a few months back, and like it was a GoPro 5 or it wasn't the current model. It was like 2 models behind it. Still 1080p, still a GoPro, still great for everything. Still has wireless capabilities to be able to use it when on the go. Like it's in my car right now because it's like fuck, it's a GoPro. But yeah, you live in Detroit, you got pawn shops everywhere, dude. I'm telling you right now, I could look it up right now. What kind
All right,
like are
so,
you? Good. Goof, you talk while I do this.
Now I was saying I finally got it set up on the desk. The only thing is that I have to really lean in order for you to be able to get the same sound quality that you were getting before. So from a stream perspective, this doesn't look as good.
What are you talking about?
Because all you're seeing right now is just me. I'll have to drop my camera down.
I'm just gonna put my nose right on the mic and just breathe into it.
If I drop my camera down, you can see me a little bit better here. But you know, this is a little bit too sexy. This is the ASMR setup. That's what this is.
Yeah,
this is the ASMR setup.
Just start scratching it.
But yeah, I mean, ideally, I would want the mic to be here, right? Being able to have a table, put this thing up, get it on and popping. But you know, so yeah, all right. We'll have a new stand next week. Actually, I can look them up right now and see what they cost.
I have found several full kits on Detroit Craigslist. Jay, Nikon D80, $120 full kit. A 190 has got a carry bag and a bonus battery pack. Some of them are a little bit more expensive. Just look at the MSRP, and then like find the model, and then find which one's the cheapest from the model. Like they have crazy Canon EOS Rebel T6s that are like 600, like full sets. You could probably talk that guy down to 4. Like if you're selling it, you don't need it. You know. But yeah, they're easy to come by. If you're interested in that. And again, but the problem is if you have a DSLR camera, you need a cam link or some device that turns that in if you don't already have one. Otherwise, just get a fucking webcam. Get a webcam, and there's a bunch of free software you can use to this is a webcam, which you're seeing right here. Goofy's using a real camera. The reason I'm a little like dark and Goofy's got a little bit of a glare is Goofy's lighting setup is first, and my lighting setup is, I'll show you by putting my hand in front of it. If I put my hand in the wrong spot, you'll see some shit. My lighting setup is just kind of like what it is, plus my computer screen.
Yeah, my lights are right here. They're like right on me. They're like curved in.
Do you have soft filters on them?
I don't. They're like,
because if I do this, you'll see the glare off my forehead. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Off one of my spotlights.
I just turned mine down a little bit. And
there's nothing wrong with, and they're gone. There's nothing wrong with Goof. I'm not criticizing your shit. I'm just saying like there's different kinds of setups and stuff. Yeah, like it's just, and then I have, remember the from the stream I used to break them out, the power of the sun LED lights with 75 LEDs, that if I
Yeah.
plug it in they have three options. It's go blind in red, or go blind in
Yeah.
blue. And I used to
You know
go up
what's
to my
funny?
stream and be like, you're being punished now. Ah! And then just blind people for a second. It was just a white light. Like nobody can
So,
see anymore.
the funniest part to me was when my first setup, I had there were like these, what do they call these, floodlights basically, that are in this area, and I would have them directly pointed towards my green screen, and then I had a lamp that was right over on this side, and I would have that shining on me as well. Then I had these two big lights that I would set up and have those on me too. So this setup that I have right now, it's
So
so
okay,
optimal. It's
the
so
light
optimal.
that's shining on your green screen, there's a
Yeah.
lot of different types of things to do, but generally that's the flat light.
Yep.
Because that's job is to remove shadows from the green screen. So that's why, like, if I hold my arm up at a certain angle, if either of us do, the light is not there. Then there's fill lights, specifically backfill lights.
Mhm.
I have a backfill light here that shines behind me on the green screen.
Yeah.
So any shadow I cast from my lights is washed out by the fill light. Then I have a multi-light setup here. One is filling, one is hitting me, and one is a little bit ahead of me casting a shadow.
Okay.
Just to give me that, which is why this side of my head is very light. This side of my head is very dark. Usually when I was streaming, I'd have a ring light, for like just a soft light here to kind of balance that out. I don't need that. 90% of the time I'm looking with my good side, right? The most lit side facing. And the only time is if I look this way, you start to see like, oh, there's not a lot of light on that side. But even then it's not relevant because none of this matters because nobody watches our shit except our 5 friends.
Right. That is very true.
But yeah.
Oh, by the way,
yeah.
Jay, I appreciate the comment on the spot the Miles videos. Those have been fun, by the way. Miles is a fun character, and he has a much better life going on for him right now than Peter Parker does. So it's nice to read a good Spider-Man story.
Hey, I heard a rumor.
What'd you hear?
That they're casting Felicia Hardy.
Who's Felicia?
I don't know.
Who's the rumor? Who's the rumor?
I didn't hear who, but I have a recommendation.
There's only one. There's only one Felicia Hardy for us.
No, there's a couple.
There's only one true.
There's a couple of chicks that with the depth of experience.
Is that's the word that we're going with? Oh my gosh. How do I sound when I'm here? How does this sound? Out of curiosity. Fine. I feel like I sound very far away. That's what I feel.
You don't.
Okay.
There's a difference. Like the same reason, like right now there's my voice, and then if I talk and get closer to the microphone, my voice will get deeper. But that's not me changing anything. That's just how the microphone works. It's just different. It's actually mostly tonal at that point.
Yeah, so I mean there really is mainly one option that I have in my head. Who are the other options that you would have?
Alexandria Daddario.
Okay, that's fair.
She's one. Margaret Qualley. If you don't know who she is, feel free to Google her. You're welcome.
Okay. I'm googling her now. I see it.
Margaret Qualley can do it. I wouldn't take away Anya Taylor-Joy as an option, but I don't believe she has the fat fucking titties for the part. I ran out of things to think about to say.
Yeah, I was.
It's
I mean,
there's a lot of
to be fair,
titties are important.
I'm not seeing them on Margaret Qualley either.
Sir,
Am I missing something here?
go deeper. Yeah, I'll send you something in Discord. Give me a sec.
Oh boy, here we go. I mean, I know what movie was it that I watched her in? Was it The Substance?
It was The Substance. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, those were fake in The Substance? She had prosthetic boobs?
I'm looking right now and I'm like, I'm not seeing it.
Apparently they were prosthetic boobs, which I didn't know they could do, and I call shenanigans.
It is rather upsetting, isn't it? By the way, that was a creepy movie.
Substance was great. There you go. You can delete that when you're done with it.
I want Anya Taylor-Joy. Oh, as Magic? Yeah, she was pretty good as Magic, wasn't she?
All right. Well, if Margaret Qualley's boobs were a lie, Alexandra Daddario still stays up there. And then I don't have a second option. So I'm going with the first option again, which is Sydney Sweeney with a paper bag over her head.
Oh, interesting. Why with the paper bag over her head?
She's not very attractive facially.
Oh my goodness.
Like, she's not ugly. I would never say that. But like, it's not a lot there. Like,
I think she's fine. I think she's fine.
I'm not shitting on her. I'm just saying she's... Like, I feel like if she didn't have absolutely rockin' tits, nobody would know who she is.
I mean, I disagree. I think she's rather attractive facially. Now, acting wise, see, I'm a little snobby, man. When it comes to acting, that matters to me. It does. And I've seen enough movies with her in them, and I'm like, no.
Maybe Samara Weaving? Samara Weaving might be able to pull it off. I think she'd be a fine Black Cat.
Oh, wow.
All I know is that if they cast fucking Sadie Smith, that redhead, to play anyone other than Gwen Stacy, I'm calling shenanigans.
Isn't she like 5, bro? Like, I'm confused.
It's gotta be, what's her it's gotta be her.
Sadie Smith? Is that her name?
Sadie Smith, I think, is her name. Sadie something. Hold on. Sadie Sink. Sorry. Sink. Sadie Sink.
Yeah, isn't she like 5? Okay, 22.
Yeah. But they only cast redheads to play Gwen Stacy. They cast Bryce Dallas Howard, a natural redhead.
Right.
They cast Emma Stone, a natural redhead. So I think that if they cast her, she's playing Gwen Stacy.
Gotta be. That's an interesting cast for Gwen Stacy, though, to be honest with you. Okay.
Yeah. That's it. I got nothing else. We've been kind of petering off.
Oh, we've on our not real podcast, we've been going off. We go off on tangents.
We don't do anything here.
We really don't.
We're not real people. None of this is real.
We're AI. This is AI generated. Don't we look like deepfakes?
Basically.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're deepfakes.
We are just two different AI bots emulating an Andrew Tate podcast.
Andrew Tate. Oh.
Yeah, this is the Joe Rogan experience. Goofy is the Joe Rogan experience AI, and I'm the Andrew Tate AI.
That's incredible. I am. So that you saw Mufasa. I like Mufasa. Okay, I like the music and Rafiki. You know where I'm going with this already.
Ooh, so hot. So hot. Jesus. Tone it down a little.
I gave it a compliment, okay?
Wow. Yeah. That's like I'm saying, Sydney Sweetie, yeah, what a great body. Would you like to cast Sydney Sweetie? Yes, as a stripper. Great stripper body. Could she be wearing one of those eyes wide shut masks?
Oh my gosh.
And not speaking?
The story just felt contrived as heck. It was too much, man. It was like, you're trying to force me to like Mufasa. I either like him or I don't like him. I don't need you to try to force me to like Mufasa. Also, with that being said, I kind of thought this, like, Taka's background was, I expected some more dynamics than that, to be honest with you. That might be a me thing. But with that being said, I thought the music, the soundtracks were actually really good. Rafiki never fails, in my opinion. He's an amazing character. Changed nothing with him. But yeah, the story just felt a little blah to me. That's all it was. I mean, here's the thing. It's like, because we already know how the story ends, you had to really do something dynamic in the pre-story to like really explain how Mufasa was how he was, as king, right? And I felt like they did an okay job of telling the story. I guess I just expected more from it. That's all. Was it bad? No. It wasn't bad.
Hold on. Hold on now.
The best thing that they did, actually, was that I didn't have to hear Beyonce for too much in the movie. That's the best thing that they did for me, personally.
Mufasa made $721 million worldwide. 254 million domestic. It is the third highest of their live action remakes. The first was Beauty and the Beast, and the second was Aladdin. Both of those movies, actually, I think Beauty and the Beast was flawless. The Beauty and the Beast live action remake was the only time I'll ever say this, better than the original, because they actually made Gaston a bad guy. Gaston wasn't a bad guy in the cartoon. He was an asshole, but he's like, her dad's actually fucking crazy. This girl is clearly on the fucking spectrum, and she's kidnapped by a literal fucking monster. Let's go kill him and get her back.
Yeah.
At no point in the original, like, the animated series was like Gaston wrong. Just an asshole. But he had to be an asshole because that's what it was like in 17th century France right before the revolution. Okay.
That's fair.
This one, he knew the Beast wasn't a bad guy and was like, fuck it, I'm raping that chick. He was a piece of shit and deserved what he got. Yeah. I appreciated it as much. Aladdin, it was good enough. Aladdin was good enough. I actually really like the actor who played Jafar. I just don't like the actor playing Jafar, if that makes sense. I don't think he was over the top enough. In a movie where everyone was absolutely over the top. The Little Mermaid.
I liked Aladdin, to be honest. I like the actor
I
that
enjoyed
played Aladdin. I thought he was really good, honestly. And Will Smith as Genie.
He was fine.
I actually like the spin. The spin on it was good.
He was fine.
My thing was this. Like, I was like, you cannot replace
Robin
Williams. You cannot replace Robin Williams.
He didn't.
And he didn't try to. And
that's he did the role. He did the role. He just didn't do it as Robin Williams. He did it as Will Smith. And I was like, okay, good.
Yeah. That was the thing for me. Yeah.
So I'm just kind of running through a list of them. That
movie had a massive budget though, right? Mufasa, because that had to be in like a $300 million budget.
It wasn't that high. It wasn't that high. Hold on. It was about 200.
200 million? Really? Oh,
yeah.
That's
it wasn't
low.
that high. Yeah.
That's low.
There wasn't a lot of people. CGI doesn't cost that much.
Well, I thought it did. I mean, I was looking at some of the animation and I was like, this seems like it costs a lot of money.
The thing, not just the cost of people, but the cost of production for people. Having to have a certain amount of things on set, having to make sure that the right people are present. You don't need the same crew to film a functionally animatronic movie as you do to film a movie where and it's also different if the entire thing is CGI versus if like your CGI compositing stuff. The Corridor Crew is a YouTube channel that goes into really big detail about that shit.
Okay.
That's pretty good. So The Little Mermaid, which was a bad retelling of The Little Mermaid, because all the retail of the Disney's Little Mermaid, not of the Hans Christian Andersen's original story. But the Disney retelling of The Little Mermaid, the reason King Triton agreed to allow Ariel to move to the human world was because Prince Eric damn near sacrificed himself to stop Ursula. And in that moment, he grew to realize that not all humans were terrible and that it's okay to treat them well. That didn't happen in the animated. There was actually no reason for him to ever do anything. There was no motivation. It was dumb. But thank you, Javier Bardem. At all times. Thank you, Javier Bardem. You're the best. You did well. It wasn't your fault that the writers suck. And then there was the most recent foray into live action that it does suck. It will continue to suck, and nobody will fucking watch this movie. Snow White.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it. I watched it with a bunch of people in my house.
Was it bad? Like, was it bad? I mean, it is
so the parts of it that you think are going to be bad are not. The singing is phenomenal. Rachel Zegler has a fucking pipe on her, dude.
Yeah.
She did great. But I'm not going to shit on the CGI of the Seven Dwarfs because you can see them. They are terrible and scary and awful. They are the 7 Lun Gnomes, and they are not good.
Oh, okay. That is unfortunate because as I expected it to bomb, and it bombed. So with that being said, I
174
was just
million is what it's at right now. After
74 million.
174 million
Ooh,
global and
okay.
domestic right now.
I mean, that's not much better, but it is better.
Well, the budget of Snow White claims to be somewhere between 240 and 270 million, Disney announced it was one of its most expensive films.
Oh man. So they're feeling it right now.
They won't break even. And you know what I mean by break even. It's not make the money back. It's make about 100 million over the money back to break even. I think it also feels real bad because Mark Webb is the guy who directed it, I believe. Mark Webb, the director of Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. And of course, next year's greatest movie, Day Drinker, with Sydney Sweeney. The problem is Gal Gadot can't act. Can we just say it now? Can we just fucking say it? Has enough time passed where we don't have to sniff her fucking panties anymore and pretend like she's an actress? She's not an actress. She's what Sean Connery is to acting. She has one voice, one fucking facial expression, and a fucking checkered historic past. Sean Connery beat women. Like, that was the thing. So, like, in her past is she fought for the Israeli freedom, the Israeli army, whichever one did. She's not a good actress. She's not a good singer. She's just kind of attractive a little. Like, that's, and I'm not trying to say she's not pretty. I mean, like, that's the only draw to her.
Yeah.
And we had to be like kid gloves because
she make
Wonder
a name
Woman
for herself. She made a name for herself. What, in the Fast and Furious franchise? Is that basically? Because that's what I remember. I remember her in the Fast and Furious franchise. Like, that was really where I was like, oh. Like,
let's be perfectly fucking clear. Hollywood hasn't changed because Harvey Weinstein went to jail. You know what I mean? Like, people still fuck for promotions. That's probably how people get jobs when you're like, how did they get this job?
What was Ziegler talking about? Destroying Israel? Or was she talking about how it's unfair what's going on? I'm confused. Honestly, guys, I don't really know the drama.
I'll tell you, because she's from Hackensack, New fucking Jersey. I will tell you the drama that you need to understand. She's from my backyard.
What's the drama here? Because
Rachel Zegler is a
while
20-something-year-old girl who's been told up recently in her fucking life that her opinion matters. And nobody told her growing up, hey, shut the fuck up. I got told a lot to shut the fuck up, which is why I'm talking into a goddamn microphone with my friend on a channel that only 5 people watch.
That's
like,
fair.
I talk where I'm comfortable talking. And even then, I don't say things that might be construed as wrong because generally I don't have shitty opinions. I have opinions people don't like, but I'm not a shitty person. I know. It's crazy. I don't have those. Like, I have differing opinions, but I don't have shitty. I'm not a shitty person. She's kind of a shitty person. Doesn't matter if she's right or wrong. She's stupid. And nobody told her, hey, you get paid an extremely exorbitant amount of money to make faces in front of a camera for movies. Shut the fuck up. Like, you're not a fucking person. No celebrity's a fucking. Every time I hear Gwyneth Paltrow say anything, I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're not people. You don't exist in real world. Nothing you say matters. Nothing you do matters. Shut up.
It's a hard knock. It's a hard
Talk
knock
about
life,
the
man.
movie.
Jesus.
Oh, what a terrible tragedy that's happening in Israel or Palestine or anywhere. Great. Shut the fuck up. Like, who are you? Nobody. I hate it. I can't stand it. She ran her mouth because nobody told her she can't run her mouth. She also said when people are mad at you, it means you're doing something right. Yeah, that's why I cut everybody off all the time. I'm in front, bitches. What a shitty fuck. What did that other idiot say? Oh, I saw I watched a recap of 13 Reasons Why.
A recap, you said?
Yeah, because I was never gonna watch the fucking show because I'm not a 14-year-old girl. So I watched the recap of 14 Reasons Why on one of the channels that does recap stuffs because it just was on the cycle and I was like watching it. And did you know the chick from The Acolyte was in that?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh,
What
yeah,
did she
nobody
do?
did. I don't suck, apparently. like, I don't know. She's not good.
Yeah.
All I
that's wild.
remember is at one point she accused Star Wars fans of being racists and incels, and then she did a music video.
That was right after the show was done,
Yeah,
though, right? Yeah.
It was when it was out, but like not over. And then it was like, the show is getting canceled because you can't fucking shut your mouth. And I know some people are like, well, that's misogynistic. It might be misogynistic. Maybe a dude might have been able to get away with that. Or maybe dudes just don't do it that often and you don't remember the ones who do. You know what I mean? Maybe shut the fuck up. I don't remember any time where Jodie Foster ever went out and was like, I'm going to say some shitty things about something and thought she was cool to get away with it. I don't know. I don't remember. But I do know Sydney Sweeney apologized for her family being Trump supporters. She didn't have to do that. Yeah, she was like, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was a problem. My family is loving and I love them completely. But they're from this country, they're from this state, and this is just what people from this state believe. Like, yeah. Someone told her, just fucking apologize. Well, I'm not sorry. Nobody cares if you're sorry. Say the fucking words. Like,
sounds very
go
difficult
back.
to be a celebrity.
You be hot on TV for money. Shut the fuck up. Say the words. Yeah. My mom had this slogan at work, keep your mouth shut, keep your job. Yeah. Or don't keep your mouth shut, right? And steal. And embezzle millions. Those are the options.
Don't do that one. Don't do that last one. However, that seems to be a trend. If we want to go in that direction. All right, no.
We're done.
We
gotta
go. We're not encouraging this. All right.
And remember, commit crimes, everybody. That's the message of this pod. If there was one message, it was commit crimes.
Oh my Lord. I do not stand by this message.
No, you're part of it. You're in the car. You're waiting in the car for the crimes.
And that's the problem. You've made me an accomplice. All right, we gotta go.
We're good. We did 2 hours to make up for the hour last week. Be good, y'all. See you next week. We'll talk about Daredevil and some other bullshit. Good night.